Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the stream, welcome back to PopTube. It's the first Sunday stream for forever. It's been so long, but we are back. Sorry for the small delay in starting here, because I spawned at gate 19er, and there was another aircraft at 19er Alpha, and my wing was clipping into the aircraft, so I had to move quickly, which was an unexpected delay, but we're going to be back in the game very soon. We're just loading up here, and then we'll be ready to go. Today it's Adelaide to Melbourne on the stream, so that will be fun. And otherwise, yeah, that's going to be it. We'll do a nice little flight. I've got the sim brief all planned out. I've got everything ready to go. So let's spawn in here at Adelaide, and then we'll be ready to get going. Got my popcorn ready. Brilliant. Cinematic stream. Okay. Let's see if we are now far enough away from that other aircraft. Yes, we are. Perfect. Hopefully you weren't too far into setting up your flight. Typing noises. Okay, well, with that, I think we should start setting up the aircraft. So, let's get our checklist ready, and then we'll get going, shall we? First we'll turn on our little iPad here, and then we will get all our checklists up and running, including the flight deck software. There we go. Good. Okay, let's import our sim brief information. There we go. Adelaide to Melbourne. It's going to be a nice flight there. Where am I going here? There we go. Services. Let's get all of our ground services connected up, and then we'll be good to go. Jedi Master 25. When's vocab quiz 4? I was under the impression that we only had 3 vocab units for this topic, but I don't know. Thank you very much for tuning into the stream. We've already done vocab quiz 1, so I expect 2 will be next week. Who knows? Okay, ground services are now connecting, and we will also get our pushback planning. But first, let's do some cockpit pre-flight checks. The parking brake is on. Flaps are up, spoilers are retracted and disarmed, weather radar and predictive wind shear are off. Engine master switch 1 and 2 are off. Thrust levers, full range of motion including reverse and idle. Gear is down, I think, otherwise we'd be a good deal lower into the ground than we are now. And the wipers are off. So, let's now go to the next step, the cockpit preparation checklist. But first I've got to fix my lights. Come on. Sorry, unexpected delay. 1 second. We're back. Technical difficulties averted. Let's go. So, battery 1, battery 2. There we go. Ground power is on. Let's check the accumulated brake pressure. Have a quick look over there. Yep, that is fine. Good. Cockpit lights, it's okay. It's midday-ish, so we got plenty of light coming into the cockpit. Instrument display brightness is looking good. I like to leave it at the default. Let's do an APU fire test. There we go. Now the aircraft is alive, we can, in theory, we'll be able to talk to our ground services. So now we will start loading the fuel, and we will start boarding the passengers. We have 118 people on board today, so a reasonably full flight for today. Nothing crazy, but nothing super empty. Let's get the crew supply on. Cockpit voice recorder, we'll do a quick little test. ADIRS 1, 2 and 3 are going to nav. Exterior lights, nav and logo lights and wing lights. No smoking is on auto. Emergency exit lights are armed. Now, annunciator lights, we'll do a quick little test. They are looking all good. Whoops, sorry, 1 second. Annunciator lights are looking all good. Profile window heat will not be required. We don't need any anti-icing. Definitely not. APU we're not using today. Aircraft temperature is looking good. And now we will wait for the rest of the passengers to board. In the meantime, we'll do a battery power cycle. Battery 1, 2 off, then rapidly back on. That's all good. The fuel pumps are off. Let's do an engine fire test 1. And I'll just crank that up a tiny bit. Let's do an engine fire test 2. Okay. Let's get the flight directors on. They're already on. Now let's see if we can pull up some ATIS for this aerodrome. See how we go. Okay, so there's no, unfortunately, there is no VATSIM ATIS on right now, so we will use the real world ATIS, and that will give us the information about QNH, etc. So, the QNH is 1019er. Nice. We'll get constraints, terrain, 10 nautical miles, and arc on the ethos. Flight control unit, that will all be set up in a second. Radio setup, we'll just make sure that 1228 is in the box. Now let's do an MCDU data check. We'll do our data link first, and then we'll do the check. Let's do an init, an initialization. Okay, good. Data, GPS primary lost, that is okay. Alright, let's set up the MCDU. So we'll do our request. And we shall of course check our charts. Make sure everything's all good there. Okay. Good. Now we'll do our flight plan. According to the real world ATIS, runway 23 is in use, and I think we'll be taking the Bendo 3 departure. Yep, looking good. And we'll set up our arrival when we do. I normally wait for IFR clearance, obviously, but we don't have one of them, so that's fine. Zero fuel weight will be auto-filled, and our block fuel for today's flight is 5,900, so 5.9 tons of fuel. Now we can run the performance numbers. We will take a full-length departure of runway 23, because there is absolutely no need to do anything else. All the passengers are on board, which is brilliant. It's very handy. Oh, another direct message. Well. Okay.
Adelaide traffic unit 1167 pushing on to Tango.
Adelaide traffic, that was slightly unreadable. Sorry about the small delay, everyone here. Just getting my announcements window, because I gotta have the announcements, the custom Jetstar boarding music. Can't let that slide. We'll just go to our Jetstar thing. We're all about realism here, and also we got 10 minutes till off block, and I think we can make it, so that should be fine. Good.
Hello again. We want you to have a safe and enjoyable.
And while we're doing that, we'll run our performance numbers for runway 23 takeoff. Flex 71 degrees, flaps 1, 144, 145, 145. 71,
and follow their instructions.
flaps 1.
As we get underway,
144,
personal electronic devices are in
145,
flight safe mode or otherwise completely switched off. Your carry-on baggage and larger electronic devices.
Alright. Are you going to the Avalon Air Show? Unfortunately not. I'm
Check that your seat back is
also, despite the fact that I'm quite far from Melbourne, I'm also will not be able to have time to attend. I will look at videos, and that'll be cool, and that'll be very fun. But I won't be able to be there in person. I know. It is a shame, but there you go.
undo the seatbelt by lifting the buckle flap. The seatbelt is
So, let's continue going with our
tight.
checklists.
Make sure you're familiar with
MCDU is now fully set up. Radio nav, IFR clearance is invalid because we don't have one. Flight plans reviewed. Takeoff briefing has been completed with the V-speeds. Squawk is set. Obviously we're squawking VFR. Now we'll plan our pushback, and then we'll see if we can get off block in about 9 minutes. That'll be right on schedule if we do that. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to just sneak that in there.
If we need to leave the aircraft quickly,
I think it's
taking
possible.
personal items with you will slow you down, so please leave everything behind. If a mask like this appears from above you, pull it down firmly to start a supply of oxygen. Quickly put above
Okay,
your
let's get the
mouth
APU master on.
and breathe normally. Keep the mask in place by fitting
And
and
APU start.
and then help others around you.
Now we will
Jacket
disconnect unnecessary ground services,
if it is
like the jet
required,
bridge, the air starter, and the doors, and the ground power. Oh, whoops, whoops, whoops.
the strap around your
That was a bad idea.
Flip it at the front.
Oh
Pull
no,
on the loose strap to tighten. Only
It's deleted
use your life jacket
all the
when
avionics.
out. By pulling down on the red,
Oh, that was silly.
you can top up your
Whoops,
blowing into these
wrong button, everyone.
The life
I think
jacket, a whistle and a light to
we used our standby battery.
There are
Yes.
emergency escape
Okay.
and flotation devices,
Well, that was a bit silly of me, wasn't it?
and a life raft at the rear of the aircraft.
Okay, it's alright, we're fine.
Not tamper with or remove any aircraft equipment unless authorized. You
Silly
must
me.
comply with any instructions from our
Okay,
and
well,
instructions that you see on
with
board.
that, we'll leave that on next time.
Anytime on
My
board
goodness me.
aircraft.
We'll get rid of the fuel truck.
Bathrooms. It's our
Um,
pleasure to have you on board with us today, and we hope you have an
Let's
enjoyable
see.
flight. Thanks for listening.
We'll wait for our APU. There we go. APU bleed is on. Now we can get rid of external power, and we do not turn off all the avionics on the entire plane. Whoops. Okay. Takeoff performance is checked. V-speeds are inserted. Let's turn on the seatbelt signs, and air conditioning, we'll turn it down a bit. I like to keep this plane nice and chilly. Make sure that no one gets too warm on the in the cabin. Okay, windows and doors are closed and locked. Let's lock the cockpit door. We'll request pushback, and then we will get the fuel pumps on. We'll get the beacon light on. Steering pin is not yet inserted. We'll turn the transponder to auto. And now we will be able to start our pushback imminently. It's looking pretty busy at Adelaide.
Adelaide traffic, Unity 1167, taxing 23 via Lima Alpha Bravo. Adelaide.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Okay, we're just waiting on this aircraft to make sure we know their intentions. I just want to make sure that that's all good there. It should be, but I'm just checking.
Please release parking brake.
Please release parking brake. No thanks.
Please release parking brake.
Okay. Don't know where they're going.
Please release parking brake.
What are we? Jetstar 779er. Yes.
Please release parking brake.
Okay.
Please release parking brake.
Wait, which stand are we at? 20. Okay.
Please release parking brake.
Oh my goodness, I'm not going to release the parking brake, okay? Chill.
Please release parking brake.
Adelaide traffic, Jetstar 779er pushing back stand 20.
Please release parking brake.
And now we will release the parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Finally.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Okay, engine mode selector start, engine 2 master on. Here we go. It's pushback time. Woohoo! Okay, we have some spinach on engine number 2. Engine number 2 is happily spinning away. We'll have a look at our view. Oh, look at that. Nice. easy pushback. Unfortunately, I rolled our safety briefing too early, so we've already had the safety briefing. That's okay, I can do my own one. Attention passengers, once again from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard this flight Jetstar Flight JQ779 service to Melbourne. Flight time is approximately 1 hour and 30 minutes. The weather in Melbourne's looking very nice. It's a sunny 27-degree day. And in Melbourne we'll be landing at gate... We'll be landing on the... That's annoying. Okay, scrap that announcement, because I just got an ATC call in the middle of an announcement, and then I had to listen and talk at the same time, which is impossible. I will do another announcement as we're taxiing. In the meantime, engine 1 master on. There goes the hydraulic pressure transfer unit. Did they call that on the taxiway? It's nowhere near. Can these people push back?
Struck Adelaide, velocity 218, 737 Max 8 pushes back, gate 12 left, stations Adelaide.
Adelaide traffic, unit 1167, departing 23 on the Europa 1 departure, Adelaide.
Okay. So. Parking brake is set. Can you do a flight Auckland to Melbourne on a 777 or an A320 Neo, call sign Air New Zealand 121? Yeah, I could definitely do that. I will accept requests. I'm happy to do that. That sounds fun. Yeah, definitely. I might not do it now, but I will definitely do it at some point, and on stream as well. Okay. So now, let's continue with our checklists. Engine, both are now avail, so we'll put that engine mode selector back to normal. APU and APU bleed off. We'll get our nose lights, taxi, strobe lights, runway turn off lights, overhead integrated lights, sub-panel brightness, as they say. And now we'll get our predictive wind shear and weather radar on. We'll make sure our taxi checklist is all good. Takeoff config check. Okay, good. Time to taxi. Adelaide traffic Jetstar 779 are taxiing to runway 23 via Tango 2 Bravo 2 holding point, and we'll give way to traffic as required for the velocity pushing back. Okay. Let's put some engine power in. We'll ding the cabin, and then we'll get going. Well, attention passengers, once again from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard your service Jetstar Flight JQ779, service to Melbourne. Flight time will be approximately 1 hour and 30 minutes. The weather in Melbourne's looking very nice. It's 27 degrees, mostly sunny with a small cloud base. On arrival into Melbourne, we'll have a short taxi to the gate. Unfortunately, we will have some delays en route due to the density of traffic in the Melbourne approach area. However, we've departed completely on time, and there are some tailwinds, so we may just make it in on schedule, despite the delays. Once again, thank you for choosing to fly Jetstar today. We hope you enjoy your flight. If there's anything you need, please make sure to let the flight attendants know. I'll be in contact soon. Okay, so we're currently waiting for some traffic pushing back here. I'm not sure where they're going to be going. I'm happy to wait for them. Adelaide traffic Jetstar 779 are 2 velocity 218. Are you going to continue your pushback, and then would you like us to wait for you, or should we go ahead and make the right turn?
Yeah, nah mate, just go for it. GSX 70 if you fit in, the motor of these engines up on the max.
Alright, thank you very much. Okay. think that might be the most Australian response to that question. Yeah, nah, mate, just go for it. That's brilliant. I like that a lot. Okay, well, we'll get our TCAS on. And then we'll get going. Yeah, nah, mate, just go for it. I like that. Adelaide traffic Jetstar 779 are lining up runway 23 for a Bendo departure. Okay, let's make this a good lineup. As we're doing that, landing lights, nose lights, swing all the way around. That was too far because my rudder pedals are malfunctioning again. Brilliant. Adelaide traffic Jetstar 779 are taking off runway 23 with a Bendo 3 departure. Airborne will be climbing 5,000. Alright. Aircraft is ready for takeoff. Rolling takeoff.
Adelaide, velocity 218, taxis 23. Adelaide.
Engine stable at 40% N1. Push thrust levers to flex. Flex 71 degrees, SRS runway, nav blue, auto throttle. Brake max blue. Okay, let's go. 80 knots. Center line. Center line again. Yep, that's looking good now. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear coming up.
Stations Adelaide, velocity 218, lines up 23, Adelaide.
Adelaide traffic Jetstar 779 at airborne off runway 23, now climbing through 1,200 up to flight level 390, Bendo 3 departure. Okay, that's a fun departure. Very, very nice. Very scenic and everything. I did Adelaide last Sunday stream, didn't I? I wanted to change it up a bit instead of doing Melbourne to Sydney every day, but I realised that I had Adelaide before. I don't exactly want to go to Perth, because who does? No, I'm joking. I might. I did a long haul Perth to Sydney, medium long haul before, and that was actually quite fun. So I might do that again. But I prefer for the Sunday streams keeping it short and sweet, a half an hour to 2 hour flight, and that's it, because really the Sunday streams don't need to drag on for a super long time. It's just a quick little chance to say hi on stream, and have a fun flight. Let's get ground spoilers disarm. Just following those flight directors as always. Keep that moving nice and smooth. Okay, let's go. We'll keep bringing that turn right through. Brilliant view of sitting on the left hand side of the plane. That's great. Yep, we'll keep that turn coming through.
Stroke Adelaide, velocity 218, departed Adelaide, time 11, climb through 1,900, climb level 350, direct stations, Adelaide.
There we go, through 10,000 feet. Let's get QNH to standard. Landing lights off, nose lights off, runway turn-off lights off, wing lights off, seatbelt lights off. And there we go. What a nice departure. Look at that, flying on autopilot now. And we're going to begin our climb all the way up to level 390. I've planned this flight so we could have some nice tailwinds into Melbourne, so that will be fun. I hope. Should get that flight going nice and quickly. So there we go. So now it's plenty of time for some sightseeing. Out the window, here and there. Looking all good. So then, nice. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat right now, so if anyone said anything in the chat, I am unfortunately not watching right now. Oh, we got some new viewers. Hello, welcome to the stream. How is your day going so far? I don't know which time zone you're in, but welcome. Welcome. 18 Bravo. Sorry, I'm just checking something right now. Okay. Yes, so Shonu, here we are we've just departed Adelaide, and we're off to Melbourne. Just trying to hop on ground, but someone took it. Yes, I saw that. I just realised that Melbourne ground's up. I mean, you could take delivery, I guess, but Try tower? Well, I mean, if you're an S2, then you could try tower, but if you're S1, you're only an S1, okay, in that case. Yeah. I might be a fellow S1 soon. I was in the group session, the group S1 training session yesterday, despite I was already in the mentoring stage before they announced a group session, so now I got a new instructor, and I was going to have training today, but I'm not sure. So we'll have to see how that goes. Will you fly to Sydney? I might later today, maybe not now, because I won't be able to divert, obviously, or hop over to Sydney, because there is. I don't have as much fuel right now, but I will. I'm happy to do another leg to Sydney. Maybe. Are you going to go live to Sydney? No, I don't think so. One live stream per day is definitely good enough for me. I think there's no point doing too many live streams. Next Sunday we'll have another Sunday stream. I'm sorry for the fact that there have been hardly any recently. I've been quite busy these last few weeks, so I've been missing quite a few Sunday streams, but we are back. We're back. So that's great. Just having a look at Sydney's information. Let's see if I could consider doing a flight there later, and obviously Melbourne, having a squiz at Melbourne's ATIS to check that our weather will be good. I'm planning for a 1/6 arrival, which I believe is going to be what is current right now, which will be good because then I'll be able to have the ILS approach, because I do not like RMP or GLS approaches because I can't really fly them in this aircraft in the fly-by-wire A320. It's a great plane, but because it's all open source and things, there's still a lot of things being actively developed, so there's a few things that are still not entirely implemented. So there we go. Okay. I live in Melbourne, and it's fine, it's sunny. Yeah. Great. That's how it's looking on the ATIS as well. I'll be popping a quick announcement in a second over the radios to inform the passengers that we have a meal service coming. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold today, so doing a lot of talking is not going to be great for it, so it's going to make my voice sound a bit croaky. But there we go. I'll just give a little announcement now. I've got a cold. Yeah. Oh, that makes a weird click. Attention passengers, once again from the flight deck. Hang on, let's go again. Attention passengers, once again from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. Today we will have a short meal service provided by Jetstar. If you have already bought a meal voucher, feel free to use it. Otherwise, you'll be able to look at the menu in your seat back pocket. We do accept FPOS, American Express, other credit cards, including Apple Pay and Google Pay. Unfortunately, we won't be taking cash on this flight. If you wouldn't like anything to eat or drink, that's completely fine. But if you would, the flight attendants will be coming around now taking orders, and very shortly your food will be arriving. Once again, thank you for choosing to fly with Jetstar. I hope you've been enjoying your flight so far. We have approximately an hour of flight time remaining. You may now unfasten your seatbelts, but at Jetstar we recommend that if you're in your seats, you remain with your seatbelt fastened. That's for the safety of you, the crew, and everybody on board. I'll let you know when we initiate our descent. We're looking at a pretty smooth flight from now on. There's not much turbulence or any clouds scheduled or forecast, so that should be all good. And I'll call you up shortly. Thanks for your attention, as always. Can we play Wordle? You bet we can. Go ahead. If you're new to the stream, then essentially at the bottom you have to type !game and then whatever word you want to guess, and then it'll put that in. Obviously, you all know how Wordle works. 5 letters. Orange means you got it right, but it's in the wrong place. Green means it's right in the right place. And grey means there's nothing there. So, knock yourselves out. Take it away. And enjoy some Wordle. Game won't work because it's only a 4-letter word. Hang on everyone. I've got to go for about 3 minutes. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that, everyone. We are back in the game. We have got a new Melbourne ground controller. I wonder who that could possibly be. Please make some Atis, please. We need the terminal information. Oh, the drift cam is looking pretty drifty. I forgot to say. And we're doing Mach Decimal 7.8, which is pretty speedy for this plane. It's certainly not the speediest, but it's not bad at all. Yeah. Okay. Audio. Why would audio be there though? Because audio doesn't have an N, and we have an N in the word. So we have an N, an I, and an O, and none of them are in the right place though. That's the problem there. So let's have a look out the window. All my custom views, there they are. Anyway, now we're just flying, so there's not much going on. Guess who broke something? We're back. We are back in the game. I'm finally on Melbourne. Nice. Cool. Have you got an HS out? If you could yoink me an HS, that'd be great. Ah, yeah, you do have an HS. Lovely. I'm gonna data link it from you. Cause I'm just cool like that. Let's go. HS, Melbourne. There you go. I like doing that instead of listening to it because it's nice and easy. What have you got? If you got 16 for arrivals, 27 for departures. Okay, that looks fine to me. That looks fine to me. Ah, there you go. The HS has arrived. Oh, okay, maybe not. Okay, I guess you know what? I'll just read it. I'll just manually read it like a silly little Bob. Information November. If I can actually get it. Yes, nice. 1020. Okay, that's nothing too crazy. Temperature 20. Nothing too crazy. The wind is 150 at 5. And I'll get our approach in a second after I put it into the arrivalifier. Hang on, let's just have a look at our flight plan. We're going to take the RB arrival. So we'll have an ILS 16 with the RB7 Alpha via Belter. Actually no, via nothing. Via nothing. Go. Good. And then we'll get the ILS tuned up. Too steep path ahead. Don't like the sound of that. You know what? We will survive. Let's hop on the Melbourne approach charts and have a look at our ILS runway 16. Oh my goodness. Our ILS runway 16 minimums. 640. Okay. Okay. The velocity behind me? No, I don't know the velocity. No, I'm not sure who the velocity behind me is. But, yeah. We're not flying in a group, if that answers your question. That we're not doing. So, we have our top of descent coming up soon. In fact, sooner than I thought. It's a pretty speedy flight. When we do it right, it goes kind of fast. So in the you're an S1, right? With the reason you've selected the instrument approach, because the clouds are below the minimum safe altitude, is that right? Because the thing I always get confused with this. It's the before more than scattered or below the minimum safe altitude. I think that's what it is. But I'm still working on that. That was the thing that I was still a bit shaky on my ATC training. Here you go. Approach expectations. Okay. $40 miles to top of descent. So we seem to be showing a too steep path between Lazol and Belter. But I assume we're planning on intercepting the ILS at that stage, so it won't be so much of an issue. I'll put my Melbourne charts anyway. How busy is it on the ground at Melbourne right now? You know what? Let's just start descending now. Yeah, we're only 10 miles ahead of our top of descent, so that's fine. Melbourne traffic, Jetstar 7790 an hour, descending from flight level 390 down to 250. Okay. Good. And let me know if the ATIS changes, by the way, because then I'll make sure I take a look, a looky look. And I'll go and print it out again. Attention passengers, once again from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. As you may have noticed, we've now initiated our descent down into Melbourne International Airport. We're descending to 25,000 feet, all the way up from 39,000, and we do ask that you please fasten your seatbelts, as we're expecting a fast descent down into Melbourne, and we would like to keep you, the crew, and everybody on board safe. If you haven't already, please return to your seats. The seatbelt sign will be turned on in a few minutes. Thank you. Okay, there we go. I'm going to turn the seatbelt sign on because I know we're going to have to use some speed brakes, so I don't want to make things too sketchy on board. Reddit Read 76. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? How's your day going? Is that the fly-by-wire A320? It is indeed the fly-by-wire A320. You've got the YPAD, as they say, over here. Squeaky chair sounds. We're just descending into Melbourne Airport. We've had a flight from Adelaide, which is quite fun, and we got approximately, how much more time do we have? Got about 20 more minutes left of the flight, so went pretty quickly because we had a nice tailwind pretty much the whole way, so that was quite handy. But yeah, to answer your question, it is the fly-by-wire A320. I feel like it's so fast. Yeah, so it's been a pretty quick stream today. I've been streaming for 58 minutes according to my stats, and I did have a pretty late start. It's been a fast flight because the wind is quite strong with the tailwind, so that's very nice. Yeah, it's been good. We are truly taking our time on this descent. We're going to bring that down to 10,000 as well. But yeah, it's been a good flight so far. Could have made it faster by cruising faster, but in the end I didn't mind taking some time to just enjoy the cruise, look out the window a bit, have a look at the outside camera, the tail cam. The tail cam looks pretty cool, and yeah, we're just sort of chilling. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Okay. And we have velocity 218 is behind us. So that's cool. Also doing Adelaide to Melbourne. Oh yeah, we're getting into a speedy descent now, so I will bring some speed brakes out. That's more like it. Never hurts to be a tiny bit low on profile, better than being too high. Obviously, terrain clearance you want to keep, but being a little bit lower than your profile size is I don't think is going to be such a big problem. Okay. Chronometer. Anyway, yes, we'll be in Melbourne very soon. Yay! So, yep, we're going to be, oh my goodness, we're going to be 35 minutes early. Well, well, well. Now that's very unrealistic. You'd never see that from Jetstar. No. Jetstar's alright. They're a great airline. Alright, we're still intercepting that descent profile nicely, which is good. Okay. When are you going to get Microsoft Flight Sim 2024? I don't really need to. There's no need to get a new game that doesn't need to be purchased, you know. It really seems a bit unnecessary. People say it's bad, but overall it's a great game. Yeah, I don't doubt that it's a very nice game. It's just at the moment I don't really need it because I will tell you why, because it doesn't have any new features that I particularly require. Walking around is great, but it's nothing completely super special. So I don't mind going without those couple of little features. So yeah. "10 minutes to Melbourne now. How do you get your tug to talk to you when you want to push? That's a mod called toolbar pushback. If you know flightsim.to, you can find it there. It's a great mod which essentially adds more interactive pushback to Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm not sure if it's compatible with 2024. It might only be a 2020 exclusive, but you could take a look. I'm not entirely sure. Yes, it's free. I don't have any paid mods in my collection right now, so everything that I have is free. Oh, Melbourne Tower's up. Brilliant. Okay then. Well, we'll tune them in standby. Yay! More controllers. Don't know if Melbourne Ground, you still watching? Who knows? Who could possibly know? This is going to be an interesting descent because we've got lots of feet to lose and we do not have many miles to lose them. So we'll have to see how that goes. Oh look, Willem is in the chat. How's it going? You've obviously played Wordle before. Good guess. Good guess. Not bad at all. Glad you've come to the chat. We got some absolutely terrible tower controller on. I don't know what they're doing. No, just kidding. Good to see. I think we got both controllers watching the stream because Melbourne Ground briefly hopped on to say hi on stream, so that's going to be interesting. I've got your frequency tuned in here. I've got it ready to go. I've got a lot of altitude to lose, so I'm worried that I might not quite. I hope I'm not going to have to be sent around, but I think I've got it. I think I've got it. We're at waypoint Apple, which is fun. We'll turn on our ILS display at this stage. Get that running alright. I can hear the engines spooling up a little bit. They don't really need to be, so that's fine. But yeah, there we go. Check the the iPad. Yeah, we are so early. I reckon we'll get in about half an hour to 40 minutes early. That's pretty good for a Jetstar flight. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? What's the local QNH over here? What's the QNH at? 1020. Ah, that's a quick change. Nothing too crazy over there. Oh yeah, we had it right here, didn't we? Information November. It's still current. Yes, it is. Okay. Now we're getting above profile, so it's back to speed brakes. Good old speed brakes. Slowing us down. I don't think BobTube is a 5-letter word, unfortunately. And on that note, now we're getting into the crucial phase of flight, a Wordle. We're slightly sterile cockpit, so that means that Wordle will unfortunately have to go away. Negative. Information Oscar now. Any changes? You know what? I'll stick with November. We'll be fine. It's all the same thing anyway. But not let my ATC instructor hear that. Let's have a quick look at information Oscar. Okay, wind variable. Yep, that's fine. Still gonna cook this approach. Still instrument approach. Yep. Yeah. Wind 1102220 at 6. That is fine. I can deal with a bit of wind. When's that ever hurt anyone? These are some wise quotations right here. Yes, wind 1102220 at 6. The wind clearly likes multiples of 11. Who knows? Oh my goodness, what is that turbulence? That's a bit crazy. Okay, let's get all that stuff on. All the lights, all the everything. Attention passengers, we're now commencing our final approach into the Melbourne Tullamarine International Airport. We do ask that you please return to your seats and securely fasten your seatbelts. Thank you for flying Jetstar. Okay, there we go. You got to tell the passengers it's a final approach, even though it isn't. Because after all, they don't know what they're talking about. I do like the RB arrival because it's basically a nice long straight-in approach, which is nice because especially on the Lizzie, it's a bit more sketchy. What's that on frequency? Yes, Willem is going to be expertly controlling tower. Why is our approach phase activated? I did not ask for that. Why? Why did it do that? Should I contact you now, or should I stay on Unicom? I'll make a Unicom broadcast. Melbourne traffic, Jetstar 779er, now descending through 8,000 feet down to 3,000. Next waypoint, Tunka, 7 miles, and our intentions are the ILS approach runway 16 Melbourne. I think I got that right. When you're established, yeah, we're not established yet. We're going to lose a lot more altitude before we're established. As I say, this might be a bit of an issue. We might, you know what we might do? We might drop the gear down. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna drop the gear down. Because we've got to lose this altitude, and we're not gonna do it otherwise. Okay, 3 greens. Because I don't like using too many speed brakes on approach, because I find that they can kind of mess up the autopilot, and we don't like messing up the autopilot, so that's not good. It's not something we want to be doing. Oh, that's a weird turn. What are you doing? What are you doing, you silly plane? What are you doing? Okay, this is looking like a go-around. It's looking like a nice little go-around. Where'd our flight directors go? Okay. That's weird. I don't know what happened there. Our plane has got a mind of its own, clearly. Oh well. The thing is, that's the reason I'm trying to lose all this speed and lift. It's because it says too steep path ahead, and that's scary. Okay. Go around? No, we're not going around. Going around's overrated. Two-mile separation. Jeez, are they actually just directly following us on that approach? They're hot on our tail as well. What's going on there? That's weird. If one of you are watching, you might want to put a little bit of a turbulence in the ATIS, because I'm making a little pie rep here. What is going on? I'm not sure if this is just my simulator completely glitching, but there's some pretty bad turbulence on not exactly on final, but on the 15 miles out. At Delta, I'll contact you. Is the other aircraft already on your frequency? No. Okay, good. I'll contact you as soon as we get to Delta. Okay, glide slope has been captured, so that's nice. One mile separation. Yep, I'm contacting you. Melbourne Tower, a very good afternoon to you. Jetstar 779er has established ILS 16.
Jetstar 779, Melbourne Tower, good day, runway 16, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 16, Jetstar 779.
Jetstar 779, traffic behind you is a velocity 737 at currently 0.7 of a nautical mile.
My goodness me, I'm getting a TCAS warning as well, traffic behind me, so do you want us to increase to as fast as we can do on approach?
Negative, he looks like he's turning around now, he'll come back in.
Roger that, thanks. Okay. Oh, well, Winston in the chat. How's it going, Winston? In fact, you're just in time. Funnily enough, you've made it just in time for a battery landing. Except we have got some pretty significant turbulence going on here, so we'll have to watch out for that. Cabin crew seats for landing. Lays Aviation is saying hi to Winston. Yeah, 218. 218's out of here. Because they could not get that separation going on. And rightly so. That was a bit crazy. That was a bit crazy, innit? Okay. Is ground in standby? Yeah, I better get my Melbourne charts up, hadn't I? So I don't go. We're at holding point which I've done too many times. Try and roll out by Golf. Auto brake medium. While we're at it, flaps 2. Just trying to keep the speed up, even though we don't necessarily need to, but I'll keep that going. I'm not sure if it's a glitch with the simulator, fly-by-wire, or Melbourne, but whenever I am on approach to Melbourne following an ILS, it puts me way left of centre. Like, I could basically land on taxiway Victor right now, like with the way things are going. Tower controller is in the chat. He sure is. Look in his description on VATSIM radar. He's a bobtube fan, and so is ground controller. It's brilliant. We got the whole bobtube fan club here. They're great. Hopping on, stuffing up Melbourne. Yeah. Okay. No more talking now. It's cooking. It's cooking time. We're gonna cook this landing. See, look, what is this? This autopilot is crazy. We are so left of centre line right now. I don't know how it's planning to do this.
500.
500. That's manual control.
400.
ILS on taxiway Alpha. Real. Manual control.
300.
Oh my goodness. What's that turbulence? Okay. Might want to report a wee bit of wind shear.
Minimum.
I can make a pyro afterwards, but... Oh, minimum, continue. Sorry.
Calculate velocity 218.
Velocity 218, calculate.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Okay, what on earth was that? What was that?
Auto brake off.
Yes, I know the auto brake's off. My goodness me.
779, vacate Golf, contact ground 121.7, CF
Vacate Golf, over to ground 121.7. Thanks very much for your ATC. Goodbye.
Just correction, velocity 218, runway 16, clear to land.
16 to land, velocity 218.
Melbourne ground to low there, Jetstar 779. Golf, vacated, runway 16.
It's 779, high pub tube, taxi Golf to the bay.
Taxi Golf to the bay if we still have landing gear after that touchdown.
Thought you were going to end up in Airport West.
It's a slight float, maybe just a little bit. Okay. Let's bring those flaps up. Taxi Golf to the bay. Nice. Pretty sure this is Golf, unless I'm very much mistaken. Okay. Probably shouldn't be taxiing with our landing lights on, so we'll just get rid of them. And these. And we'll start the APU. Hey Tree, how's it going? You just missed a landing, but it's okay, I'm going to get your replay, so everyone can see that terrible landing. Just caught Winston at Bondi. Wow. You know we're going to Echo 8. We always go to Echo 8. Where would we be without Gate Echo 8? Now racing away from him on a train. Yeah. Getting away from Winston. That makes sense. Okay, someone's spamming emojis. And I've just... Okay. There we go, everybody. Blah, blah. There we go, everybody. We're now packed up at the gate. Get APU bleed on. And then while we're there, we'll just yoink those flaps away. And yoink those engines off. And now, they're ready to deboard the passengers. But you know what? That's boring. So how about we do a replay? I'm going to hop on VATSIM. And now it's replaying time. So, you ready, everyone? Here goes. From the landing gear view. Get the butter emojis ready. No, there's none of that. Initial approach was looking alright. A bit high there. It was going to be a late landing anyway, based on that initial approach, because I took over pretty badly. Oh, the Streamlabs bot. The Streamlabs bot is taking over. I mean, it was completely butter on one wheel. The problem was I touched down on one wheel halfway down the runway, so it was not the best landing technique, I have to say. I will have to say that. Let's see what it looks like from a wing view, shall we? That'd be interesting. Let's go right back. Let's have a look from the left wing and also from the right wing. I do not represent any political opinions. Okay, let's go. So, shaky approach. 100%. I would like to, you should definitely chuck that in the ATIS. There's some crazy bumpiness on final. It's not just me being a bad pilot. Okay, here we go. Passenger cam. That's the weird thing though. Why did the spoilers not deploy? Why did I have no spoilers the whole time? Was it because you need to hit the weight on wheel switch on both wheels to get the spoilers out? It's weird. But anyway, yeah, that was it. And now you can have your... Actually, we'll go to that view. You can have your nice... hang on. Taxi time-lapse. Yeah, they were armed. Otherwise, my plane would have been screaming at me. You know how they do that. You know, ground spoiler, ding 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 ding. It would have given me a landing config, you know, because it's got the little checklist and everything. So, who knows? But with that said, thank you very much for everybody today who joined in the stream. Thank you especially to Tiggs and Willem who hopped on to control at Melbourne as ground and tower. That's Very nice of both of you. Thanks for Lays Aviation for joining the stream the whole way. Winston and Tree, as always, the best stream viewers. Just hopping in at the end, despite chasing each other through various Sydney train networks. And I will say that will be it for the rest of the stream. Next Sunday we'll be back, probably Melbourne to Hobart, Melbourne to Sydney, or Melbourne to Melbourne Essendon. I don't know. But that's on the stream. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.